aerial yogis, I'm Camille and welcome back to my CamiyogAIR aerial yoga channel. Wow, that was such a long time since I posted a video. Sorry guys for being absent. Well, I guess you were following my journey on my Instagram where I'll put all those mini tutorials throughout every day. But also I was super busy with my online teacher training as well as the teacher trainings here in my studio with the classes and stuff like that. So if you're still interested to deepen your aerial yoga knowledge or be a better teacher to know how to get to proper alignment, how to adapt the pose to each body, you can check the link here above my head or just jump into my website CamiyogAIR.com and you will find all the information, or also if you're interested about all the aerial yoga silk sets. Anyway, but let's concentrate on today's topic, and today's tutorial is concentrated on the entry into the cocoon or Savasana with a wide open silk, from where you can either just relax and do that, perhaps Nidra yoga, or you can continue with the flows, vinyasas, or whatever you feel like it. So today we will learn 5 main entries to that cocoon, from the easy one to more advanced one. Just prepare your silk, hips height, and let's get started. Okay, so let's start with the first one, the entry to cocoon, the easy one, especially if you just starting to practice aerial yoga and you're just beginner and not really comfortable with the flips yet, perhaps a little bit lacking the strength in your arms. That's okay. You can enter the cocoon just by simply sitting into it. So just taking the edge, perhaps 7 times grabbing the silk into your palms, just that you won't need to then get fixing the silk or pushing it and to getting comfortable, because in that way you're just entering straight into the middle of the silk, which is way easier than get comfortable. So you're lifting up, sitting in, putting your heels in, and just laying down throughout into your cocoon. Now let's continue with the second entry type. So that second will be when we're laying down on a belly. So again, spread your silk. That it would be clear where's the start, where's the end. And then grab about 5 times silk into your palms, just 5 folds of the silk. Then standing in front of it, and then put one of the knees into the silk. So as you see, my foot is hanging and the whole shin and bent knee is in. Then I'm crossing through the silk and drawing my hands forward, reaching forward and finding the other edge. And I'm holding the edge as if I'm now flying in or diving into the silk. So I'm pushing through my bottom knee into the silk and diving into it. Now I'm entering into my belly position. Perhaps I will do some other poses from here, or I'm just twisting through the side and laying down on my back. And now let's continue with the third type of entry to cocoon. And now we're starting to continue with the flips. So let's start with the traditional flip, as I call it. In my classes, we always try to go through this flip into the cocoon, for example, in the end, in a Shavasana, or continuing with the other positions. But of course, you can choose which way you want, but why not to try the flip? It's fun, and you kind of overcoming your fears, you're getting more confident in yourself by learning it. So we're starting again by spreading the silk widely. Then this time we're standing in front of a silk and putting it over your shoulders on top of it, palms facing towards the ceiling, so the 4 fingers holding the silk as if the cape or scarf. And then as you're holding those edges on top of your shoulders, we will draw big circles with the elbows. So start with one of the elbow and draw the circle backwards. So through your rib cage, backwards towards up the ceiling and the front. So you're packing the whole arm into the silk. The same on the other side. So 2 wings, little wings. One step back a little bit, that you would be just in between the silk or in your center in the plumb line, and then fold forward. And in here you would already feel kind of that the silk is holding you through your shoulders, which is that's when it makes it actually easier to jump into, flip into it, as half of the body weight will be already in the silk. Now, very important step is to straighten your arms. Now keep in mind that you straighten your arms not towards your head, because there's no exit in here, opposite side. So away from your head, through your armpits and up the ceiling, and holding the edges. It's very important, because through the edges you're pulling yourself in while bending your elbows. So either holding with the forefingers in or the thumb in. You can change position of your palm, just keep holding it. And then if it's a start for you, start with the little jumps to get an idea what you need to do. So perhaps just a little bit hopping up, and every time make the hops bigger by lifting your whole pelvis up and a little bit rounding like little balls. So don't leave your head looking forward, because you're keeping your whole back straight and extended, which just makes impossible to jump in. So try to always through your head a little bit looking to your belly, that you would curl in little ball. Then you perhaps will start to notice that you are holding yourself in momentum, and use that when you feel that you're in momentum. Bend your elbows and just pull your pelvis inward, and that way you will enter your cocoon and lay down in your silk. Okay, and now 2 more variations of this flip, or the jumping in. So another way, if you keep on struggling to jump in with your legs both on the floor, you can try to enter through the flip by going through the bat position that we're doing. So as you're entering everything as we did before, with the palms, elbows inside the silk, folding forward. Of course you will fold forward as this towards me. I'm just showing you through the side that you could see more clearly, and then extending your arms. So everything is the same, but now I will turn to the side. You find one of the edges behind your back, and you just put foot into the edge, into the other end. And this is where that, perhaps you did it already with me on other classes, the bat pose, when we lift the leg, yeah, or do the flips up and down. So that's the flip. That's the backwards flip from bat pose. So you just, this time you're using just one leg, as your other leg already has the weight into the, so it's way easier. So you're just jumping, lifting your pelvis, and you entering again your cocoon. Okay, you can also exit for cocoon, the same as we did with just bat, just this time taking your both legs out. Ta-da! Okay, so now the 5th one, the 5th variation of entry or transition into cocoon with the open hammock. And this one is like a shortcut of the flip. So rather than putting the silk on top, wrapping around the elbows, there's a even faster way to do it. So you starting by standing actually behind the silk from here, but I will turn to the side, okay, that you would see me. So you're standing in front of the silk, extending the arms in front by holding only one time the edge, inhaling and exhaling, bending forward as if in going in tabletop. And now you're putting your head down, just leaning forward, but drawing the silk over the head, but not over the shoulder. So in between the head, just by the next to the neck, and then you turning your shoulders in, you're putting into the silk, and you're entering that already the position where you just need to extend your arms all the way up to the edges and then just jumping in. So this is more shortcut, of course I showed it very slow, but if I would go if I know what I'm doing already, right? So it will look like this. I'm taking the edge and then jumping. You see, it's quite fast. So there you go. I hope you find your variation that you would like to use to entering Cocoon, the Savasana. Usually we do Savasana there, but also there are other positions like bat pose, all the twirling around, the seahorse, and all kinds of stuff that you can do through the wide open silk or wide open hammock. So, but of course, be confident to try all of them, and let me know which one you liked the most down in the comments. Which one you're using mostly in your practice of aerial yoga or in other studios when you're entering, which one you are taught to do. And if you have other requests for the other tutorials or classes, let me know also down below in the comments. I always like to read up your feedback, how it's going back at home when you're practicing, what you find easy, what you liked, what you found a little bit still challenging. That's super cool to see the progress of your practice. And also check out all the information down below in the description about information about teacher trainings, classes, silks, or just following my aerial yoga journey. Other than that, don't forget, subscribe, like, and all those drills. Okay, so see you guys in the next tutorial or perhaps a full class of aerial yoga, and have a nice day. Bye. Namaste.